Hi, we're at Coast Restaurant here in Vancouver, and we're here to see Josh Wolf, the fantastic seafood chef. Come on in. Hi, this is Craig Stowe, local foodie here at Coast Restaurant, and I'm here with the chef of Coast, Josh Wolf, and his partner in crime in the wine business, Russell, and we're going to try 4 fabulous BC wines and 4 fantastic dishes put together by Josh. So Josh, I really want to ask you and hear your input about what you think is fantastic in Vancouver during the Olympics when you're dining out. What would you recommend people try?
Well, I'll tell you, the nicest thing about Vancouver during the Olympics is that the stuff that's beautiful, the stuff that's here now, is available all the time. And that's what makes Vancouver beautiful, and that's what makes the food in Vancouver beautiful. The availability, the accessibility to the water, to the ocean, the stuff that comes out of the water every day, the relationships that I have, that my sous chefs have with not only suppliers of beautiful products, but some of the fishermen and some of the people that are involved in actual harvest of the wild product coming straight into the restaurant is absolutely spectacular. We have an abundance here of local products that would really blow your mind. Some of the things that are beautiful exports, very high-end and almost exotic products elsewhere in the world. Spot prawns, which run a short commercial season but are the nicest prawns commercially available in the world. Dungeness crab, hands down my favorite. The very, very well-known varieties of local salmon. There are 5 of them fished, sockeye being the most well-known and the most popular, but maybe spring and coho that people don't often talk about being the unsung heroes. Sable fish from the northern waters, halibut in the spring, oysters, mussels, clams from Vancouver Island. It is absolutely amazing what I have at my fingertips to cook with every day. And we're hoping that during the Olympics we get to show that to the rest of the world, knowing full well that when the Olympics leaves, we still have all that stuff.
So next we're going to talk to Russell, and Russell's the representative agent of some of BC's finest wines. And the quality of BC wines has really been escalated. And I think part of it is the success in the restaurants. I think a lot of the wines now that we see selling from some of the boutique wineries, and this winery is out of Osoyoos, are really reflected and sold in some of Vancouver's finest restaurants. Russell, give us a little input about the winery and why the quality is as high as it is, and how it pairs well with BC foods.
Well, first I should say Okanagan being very uniquely situated, very long region but narrow on the 49th parallel. It's a very cool climate, a true cool climate region. We are in the southernmost part of it, which happens to be the northernmost part of the northernmost desert, the Sonoran Desert. We get very, very hot days. Average temperature would be 38 degrees Celsius, sometimes hitting 40. But the nights, 20, 25 degrees Celsius drop. What does that mean in terms of the quality of the grapes and the resulting wine? Is ripeness, but at the same time, elegance and freshness. We get a lot of natural acidity, which is what you want to pair with the foods. We have beautiful, beautiful seafood here, and what you need is a palate cleanser, a fresh, crisp, clean wine, and we make whites like that. At the same time, we have a lot of games. We get a lot of elks, we get bison, boar. We have a lot of good game meats around the year here, and we are fortunate to be making beefy, rich, full, sensual reds to be paired.
Now we're going to pair up some of these fabulous BC boutique wines with some of the great dishes that Josh is going to create for us.
Good, good. What you have here in front of you are a couple examples of Dungeness crab, which I feel pair incredibly well with the wines in front of us. We talked a little before you got here about the Sauvignon Blanc and the Pinot Grigio, and we identified some of the flavor profiles, some of the tasting notes that would find within each. The Pinot Grigio we talked about being the essence of lemon and lime, and I thought that would do really, really nicely with the Dungeness crab cake, which you have in front of you. And the Sauvignon Blanc exhibited some real tropical characteristics, peach and mango and so on. And so in front of you here to pair with the Sauvignon Blanc is Dungeness crab California roll, but it's done with fresh mango on the outside that I hoped would pick up on some of those tropical characteristics.
Exactly. It helps out pop out the tropical flavors. The Sauvignon Blanc we do in the South Okanagan, we get the tremendous heat during the day, which tends to give the grapes that tropical aroma, but the big temperature drop at the evenings brings out that lively acidity and the freshness. So to us and the chef, Sauvignon Blanc with the mango crab roll really brings balance, total harmony. The Grigio with its more zippiness and very crispness from the northern part of the Okanagan, from La Stella Winery, matches beautifully with the other preparation of the crab by bringing a contrast and balancing out the dish that way. We've been really tremendously fortunate that our visitors to Vancouver are finding the wines and the food as exciting, because both of these wines sold out during the first week of the Olympics. So it's a little bit sad that we don't have more to share with the rest of the world. Productions are small. We can't do quality and quantity together in BC. 540 cases, 203 cases, just puny small numbers, but fortunate to be able to share it with the world.
But I have lots of Dungeness crab cakes and lots of mango rolls for everybody.
Done.
So we've done white, we've done Dungeness crab, which is a beautiful example of BC. I'm going to disappear and I'm going to come back with the next round. We're going to talk a little bit about red, and we're going to go both ways. We're going to do a rich fish dish that'll do beautifully with the Pinot Noir, and we're going to talk about some Canadian prime beef with a big bold blend that we didn't want to miss. You are about to taste what is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful fish that comes out of British Columbia's waters. Sable fish from Queen Charlotte Islands, also known as black cod in other parts of the country. And, you know, with people here for the Olympics, what I really wanted to showcase were some of the beautiful bounties that come from British Columbia. This one from the cold, deep northern waters in the Queen Charlotte Islands. Underneath, very specifically paired roasted fingerling potatoes and cauliflower, a beurre blanc, and finished with a little wilted watercress and fried capers. So the idea of balancing flavor is extended to the idea of balancing with texture. And then in front of you, you have a fish that has a relatively neutral palate, but has the richness and the feet and the guts behind it to stand up to something beautiful like the Pinot Noir.
So did you design this, Josh, specifically for the Olympics?
I want all of my guests from around the world who are here for the Olympics to see the bounty that comes out of the waters in BC. And yes, this Queen Charlotte sablefish dish is for everyone to see what BC has to offer.
And on our end, what we really wanted to show the world was our Pinot Noir. We do 3 different Pinot Noirs at Le Vieux Pen Winery. The goal was never to make the best wine, but to make the most representative wine. Périget here, the more soft, sensual, feminine style Pinot. It goes phenomenally with seafood, in particular salmon and sablefish. And we wanted to show the world the notion that red wine doesn't go with fish is really wrong. A sensual, delicate, polite, feminine wine like this, a gorgeous match to have with sablefish. Beautiful preparation from the chef here. It's an Olympic favorite. Let's try a food and wine that we always have in BC. This is what we have every week, and we want the world to see that and share that with us. And next one would be Maestoso. At La Stella Winery, we name our wines after Italian musical note. Maestoso is referring to a note that is majestic. When, may he rest in peace, Pavarotti's coming to the pinnacle and his veins were popping out. And that wine is capturing that essence, is rich, full, big, powerful, in one word, majestic. Opposite of the Périget, which would be very feminine and elegant. Chef?
You know, and what better way to showcase something big, bold, and beautiful than with an absolutely stunning hand-cut selection of Canadian prime beef. This one is a 16-ounce, 45-day aged Canadian prime rib. And I think the biggest note of difference between that and some of the other prime product is that the Canadian prime product is all grain finished or grass fed, which really gives a very clean and pure beef flavor as opposed to some of the sweetness and mustiness of some of the other products that are corn finished. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the beef because big wine, big steak, I think everyone's happy with that.
Just wanted to thank you for joining us. I'm Rasul from Le Vieux Pen and La Stella Winery. Look forward to sharing a glass with all of you soon.
Cheers to the Olympics.
We are at Coast Restaurant here in downtown Vancouver with Chef Josh.
Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the Olympics. Pleasure to have everyone.